All right, we're going live at 12:03 Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to see if I can put this on the computer as well, so I can communicate. Got to figure out how to do this. So well, if nothing else, I can see who's on. I can communicate on the computer. So you got something to say, just put it in the chat. Never heard that before. What's up, Steve-O? We're going to try to be more interactive. I'm learning. The guys will be late. We're going to go live in about 4 minutes. Got to figure out how to stream and do all that kind of stuff. So bear with me and bear with us. And it should be a cool show. A lot of interviews, a lot of giveaways. For people that don't call in or don't want to call in, and really we don't open the phone lines a lot, you can communicate with me here or with Austin when he's here to be involved. UFC coming to Chicago. I will be there. I'm assuming you can hear. If not, let me know. Or let me know that you can hear. Oh boy, we get to get political. Bring it on. Check, 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 check. Let me log in. If you have any MMA, combat, sports, anything else, let me know. What's up, X? X before YZ. We're going to give this a try today. What is going on, everybody? Coming to you live and in living color from the Cool Breeze AC broadcast facility. This is Knockout Radio, brought to you by 8 Man Strong, Staff Zone, and Bucked Up Energy Drink. Mike and Matt en route, caught in traffic. We're going live on YouTube. We've got some people in the chat room. If you have anything you want to talk about or have us discuss, that is great. A stacked broadcast today. Caleb Beanut, former NFL player, will be on momentarily. Big UFC fan, gives his picks on a regular basis. Sometimes he's right, sometimes, well, I'm right. He'll be on. We'll do Victory Wednesday with Dustin Jacoby. And a lot of things I want to talk to him about. He was on the program last week. And then the fight Saturday, the booze, the flashlights, all that stuff. And then the fans being what they do best, obviously go crazy when he has a very impressive knockout. Darren Owen will be on. He's the co-founder of the GFL, a global fighting league. Will kick off in 2025. Impressive list, older impressive list of fighters, from Vanderlei Silva, Frank Mir. Haven't seen Frank Mir in a long time. Running down the list here, Jeremy Stevens, Tyrone Woodley, Fabricio Verdum. So a lot of older names. We'll find out from him what his plans are and what he plans on doing with the GFL. Also on the program, we'll talk to Nick Clark, who is from and very successful start to the Pro Cup. Its first tournament was over the weekend here in the Tampa Bay area, Innisbrook. Of course, baseball won. Of course, John Smoltz was the leader of baseball over football. But I have a very interesting question for Nick. When I walked out of the media room, a local former media person who now works out at Innisbrook just to kill some time and probably to play some golf, kind of brought up, and it's a great question, why was Rondé Barber not on the football team? The football team in the golf tournament of the Pro Cup. My only thinking, and I could be wrong, and I'm probably wrong, and let me know if you have an opinion there, Ed. Do you think it's because of the Valspar? Maybe his involvement, co-chair, everything out there was stepping on toes. I don't know. We will find out. if you could try Caleb again, he probably doesn't recognize the number. My phone is being used to stream, so I can't call him anytime soon. So that's my thought on Rondé Barber. So Nick Clark will be on. Then a representative from the CES, the Consumer Electronics Show. We will be out there broadcasting in, I can't believe it's already 3 weeks. We'll find out some of the new electronics. We're going to get some new electronics, some old electronics to give away to our listeners, as well as David Feldman. The final event of 2024 for BKFC will be this Saturday down in Fort Lauderdale. Another great card, 2 titles on the line. Our local guy, Jared Warren, defending his title against Mike Richmond. We've been talking about that on a regular basis, so we'll discuss that with David Feldman. The Philadelphia cards coming up. We have tickets to give away if anybody would like to join us in Philadelphia. And I'm going to even sweeten the pot on this giveaway. Not only will you win a ticket, probably a pair, but a ticket to BKFC, but I'm not sure how many tickets I'm going to have for what I'm going to add to it. At least one, so I'm hoping only one person wins, to not only join us at one of the top comedians in the world, Canadian Russell Peters, will be performing in Philadelphia. We'll take you backstage. You'll get to meet Russell, get a photo with him, all of that kind of stuff. So that's going to add to the whole. Matter of fact, Travis Thompson, who will be fighting on Saturday, will be joining us at the Russell Peters comedy show. So a lot of things to talk about. What's coming up right now is a long time coming. And we have to learn how to plug into the stream, so you're not going to necessarily be able to hear the guests, and I apologize for that. Former co-host of this program, former NFL football player. Let's catch up with Caleb Beanut. Caleb, what's up? How long has it been? How long has it been since we've last spoken? Not not on computers and not texting. It's been a long time. Well, I'm going to let you run the show like I had you do when you were here. It's just you and me. And this is almost a slap, which I wanted it to be. As usual, Matt's running late, so he's not going to get to talk to you today. Sure. Let me throw this out. Let me throw this out real quick. We are streaming live on the YouTube channel. I will get everything worked out by our next broadcast where you'll be able to hear our guests. Oh, well, yeah, you can do that on YouTube. You can't do it on the show. If you want to hear what Caleb and all our guests are saying, you can go to knockoutradio.com. You can go to tantalk1340.com and listen to the intelligence of my brother. All right, Caleb. Okay. Yeah, I can, a lot of times people go with titles, championships. That doesn't necessarily make you the GOAT. So yes, I agree. Have you seen the video? Have you seen the video that I've posted after Donald Trump won the first time? Have you seen that go down? Well, let me tell. Never, hold on. I have never, ever in my life said that GSP was the GOAT. I don't even think GSP was the greatest welterweight of all time, not alone the GOAT. So don't say I said that. I've never said that. Okay, so let me tell you about this video, and I'm going to send it to you. It is on our YouTube channel. So after Donald Trump won in 2016, the UFC was in New York that week. So three friends of mine and myself, we went to, and it certainly wasn't a protest, it was closer to a riot, of about 150,000 people protesting outside Trump Towers in New York. So the four of us are walking down. I'm better than most. I'm not going to throw this guy's name out, but he's filming. He voted for Trump, as did I, and he starts screaming to the 150 some thousand protesters, pointing to me. He voted for Trump. Kill him. it, 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 some. I do love some. Sure. All right, hold on one sec. Hold on one sec. Caleb and I are talking about Nigerian food. GSP, somebody on our stream on YouTube says GSP is the GOAT. And all I'm going to say is he never was, he never will be. GSP is not the GOAT. In my opinion, everybody's entitled to an opinion, except for Matt when he gets here. He's not entitled to one. All right, talking about the Nigerian food, and that you promised to take me back for Nigerian food, but moved out of the state, and we haven't seen each other since. What's my room? Hold on. What's my room look like in the house? Is that set up yet? That's my room. Okay. All right. X before YZ. If you want to pick up the phone, Caleb said you can discuss with him right now if you'd like. Of course, you got to keep it clean. The first time it's not clean, bam, you're gone. I don't even remember the number. Ed, what's the number to call him? What? No, go ahead. What's the number, Caleb? Oh no, hold on. You don't want him to call your phone. You want him to call the show, don't you? 727-41 what? 2? That's right. All right. So X before YZ. Caleb's willing to give you his number if you want to talk to the big Nigerian. But if you want to call on the phone to the show, 727-441-3000. We'll put you on the air. I haven't had fans call in, I don't know, 15 years. So, oh, trucker. He said trucker. And next time, of course, we're going to have to slap Caleb. So, uh, but what good is it? What good would a fan calling your personal phone that we don't get to hear it? Okay. Before we talk about last Saturday's UFC, Cub Swanson and our local UFC fighter, Billy Quellentillo, we need to talk about that, need to talk about the main event. A lot of things we do need to obviously touch base on. So first and foremost, watch the card Saturday night. Well, we talked about it after we talked to Dana White about it. Cub Swanson made the comment about this could be his final, fight. There's other things he's doing. He has a fight team. He has a gym, other things. How many times have fighters walked away and then come back? We're going to talk to the co-founder of the GFL. I don't know if you've heard about this yet, but it's a new organization, and it's all of these fighters that have walked away, or have. It's all name fighters: Frank Mir, Andre Arlovsky, Luke Rockhold. I would look forward to watching Luke Rockhold fight and lose again. That would be fun. Hector Lombard, JDS Junior Dos Santos, Fabricio Verdum, Tyrone Woodley, Jamie Rivera, on and on and on and on and on. So if Cub Swanson is ready to walk away. What better time, what better way to walk away after an upset? He was a huge underdog. You know, the old lion, new lion, kind of like what happened, you know, the week before with, you know, the three, Clay Guida, Weidman, you know, the older guys. You know, time comes. Time, you know, passes us all by. Father Time, like Matt says about me and everybody else, you know, shows up, knocks on the door. And here's a lot of these fighters that have either walked away. Gustafson is on it. I would like to see Cub walk away at this time because of the way he won that fight. And anytime you're already thinking about it, you're already considering it, you know, you're 1 foot out the door. Well, I mean, as a professional athlete, Caleb, you know that. Once you're already thinking it, you know, whether you want it to or not, your performance on the football field, in the octagon, you know, whatever you're doing on a radio show is less than 100%. Why'd you laugh at that? Why'd you laugh at that? And if Houston has a team, you will be the Houston correspondent to cover that. Let's jump back, you know, to the NFL for a minute. You mentioned the GOAT, in your opinion, in Patrick Mahomes. Does he / should he play on Saturday? Whether he says he's ready, whether the doctor says he's ready or not. Oh, no, I understand that, and I'm not arguing that. I'm just thinking, you know, just like having someone in your corner, you know, having, I don't want to say smarter heads involved, more heads involved. Wouldn't it be smarter to make sure that he's 100% healthy for this run? I mean, they only need to win, what, 2 of the next 3 to be the top seed. Sure. It's Taylor Swift. She's 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 getting in the heads of the opponents of every Kansas City Chief opponent. That's what it is now. I mean, he's phenomenal. I mean, the guy's a magician. Some of the things that Patrick Mahomes has done is absolutely, you know, incredible. All right, let's hit a quick break. Let's hit a quick break so we can stay on track. Caleb Beanut will be on at least another 5-8 minutes before our bottom of the hour. Oh, are you going to stay on the whole 3 hours? You can even talk to our guests. You want to do that? All right. Caleb is staying on. Let's go hit a quick break. We'll be right back, coming to you live from the Cool Breeze AC broadcast facility. This is Knockout Radio. We'll be right back. working on the details. I didn't have all the proper stuff to tie in the phone calls into the stream. I'll have that taken care of next week. You can tune in knockoutradio.com. You can tune in tantalk1340.com as well. If you have a question, feel free, just put it in the chat. I'll throw it out on the air. This will all be rectified in the next week. I'm learning. I'm old and learning. On a short break. No questions? The other two knuckleheads should be here shortly. It's never good to be late. I have to run a cord. Whether I use the phone or a camera, I'll have this fixed for next week, I promise. All right, we are back coming to you live from the Cool Breeze AC broadcast facility. The stream is going, so we are live on the YouTube channel.
Woo woo!
And next week I'll even learn how to. What is your problem?
Your shirt. It's amazing.
Caleb Beanut on the line. So Caleb will be sitting in with us for the next 3 hours. If people have any questions on the YouTube channel, feel free to throw a post out. All right, so before Victory Wednesday kicks off at the bottom of the hour, let me ask your opinion, Caleb, and leave my dragon alone. And the
That's what she said.
And yeah, and the two knuckleheads who just showed up. So Michael Vick has taken a job at Norfolk State. Do you want my opinion, or do you want to give me yours first? Why do we not treat the killing of dogs, of animals, and let's be honest, some people, I know you're a dog lover. Some people would rather spend. Oh, and by the way, when I come to my room at your house, you're going to make sure the dogs stay away, right? See, last time you were nice enough to, make sure that they didn't jump all over me. Mark Coleman had his damn monster dog jumping all over me when I stopped by his house. But everybody's like, yeah, I know, I saw. All I'm trying to say is, I know everything about second chances, third chances. People are giving me a hard time on the chat about John Jones has had more than a couple with his failed drug tests. But nobody really looks at, the killing of dogs as being just as bad as the killing of humans. And it should be. It should be. Oh, the dogs are better. You're saying that It should be a bigger penalty because it's dogs over humans, right? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, all right. So Caleb said dogs are better on the YouTube channel. So, everybody's, I saw a chat, and you know me, I had to get involved. They're like, oh, come on, he did his time, which he did. He did do his time. He served everything. He feels this, he feels that. But let's just not wash under the rug that he murdered X amount of dogs. And, I think that needs to be it. Okay, that's my comment. Sure. So what's your opinion?
I don't think it takes away from his football talent.
Yeah, your opinion.
Go ahead, Caleb.
Anything from you two knuckleheads?
I think this is an old story.
Well, no, it's a new story because he just got the job to become the head coach of a college football team.
I think redemption is a big deal. I think we're
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
You think he stays the whole, 5 years?
Yeah.
No.
Truck. He gets the truck out.
Come on, FCC. Why are we so outdated? Love you, Caleb.
He's gonna stay at least 5 years because then the girls will be too old for him.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, like those you. Yeah. Hey, get it, Billy. You can get it.
And then
Oh my
he was making
God.
fun of Robert Kraft. I mean, come on, man.
All right, well, if you brought up Belichick, there's one that I want to bring up, and I even brought it up to one of the UFC interpreters, Scott Frost, going back to UCF. So people think I'm wrong, but let me ask you, as a college football player who played at the highest level, if you had, I said that, if you had a son who was being recruited to go to UCF, would you allow your son to go to a place where the coach has already, and I don't know any other way to say this other than he ran out the first time for a bigger job, more money, all that kind of stuff, who didn't succeed and then ran back home? Thank you.
Whoa.
Me either.
Hold on.
Me either.
Hold on. Listen, the coach.
With the NIL, let me throw this out, with the NIL out there now and the transfer portal and all that kind of stuff, it's a little bit better.
Hold on. Time out, Caleb.
I'm going to poke you in those fake sunglasses.
It's me, Caleb. It's me. Okay, just listen. He went back home. He thought he could convert the Nebraska to what the speed of Florida is. And I think he thought he could really make a difference and go back to his alma mater and bring pride to his people. But
Great.
a king that goes to a circus doesn't make it a palace. He becomes a clown. Thank you. Yeah, he just becomes a clown.
But
And he realized that the speed of life in Florida, the intellect and the superiority, it's different. And he came back home.
I get all of that.
Unfinished business here.
I get all that.
Yeah.
But if I had a son who could play college football, I wouldn't trust him.
Yeah, I would follow him to the end of earth.
That's why you're a moron and I'm not. Yeah, it's a great quote. But if he's lied to students before, when he sat in, and again, how many coaches sat in your living room and discussed, college, whatever. If they told you to your face, I want you to come to my program and I will be here the entire time you are.
That's a betrayal.
That's a betrayal.
For sure. But the money and the power.
I don't blame him.
He has to, because that's how you validate your success at the top level. But now these coaches realize there's more than just the money and the contract. They're like, okay, where's progressive? Where can I inflict my method upon the people and show them there's a different way of. Yeah.
I get all that, and from
Yeah.
maybe somebody else,
Powerful,
who's
man.
not aware or whatever, or they're going to believe that he's going to stay for the length of, your sons. Or let's be honest, sooner or later it's going to happen. Your daughters, your daughter wants to go to UCF and play for Scott Frost, and in 2 years he leaves.
Yeah, but if he's going to leave, he's got to leave a community behind of like-minded people. Because, like, here's another quote for you, Caleb. They say that you should be a warrior in a garden, not a gardener.
Oh, here we go. Here another
No,
one.
but just listen to it. But here's the problem. If you're in a garden and you're the only capable one, you're the only leader, you're the only warrior, then you become vulnerable like a king on the chessboard.
But none of that. None of that has anything to do with what I said.
Kings, if you put kings
my
in those
God.
locker rooms in the UCF, you're building kings, and let every
Oh, my
coach
God.
have their own contribution to the community. And then if he leaves, the culture still stays. That's why he came back.
Players-
He instilled it in that community. Thank you. He's going back to what he built. He knows that it was special. He's not leaving that behind.
Bear Bryant, Nick Saban, whatever's at Alabama.
Out of touch, old school.
Will you shut up for a minute? Promises these kids that I'm going to be there for your 4 years, and then bolts. I'm not saying I have a problem with him bolting. I have no problem with him going for bigger money and a better school and a bigger school and all that kind of stuff. I'm just saying, as a father, I would never allow my son to go play for Scott Frost at UCF. We can discuss it somewhere else. Trucking late.
You got to get on a podcast, Caleb. You got to leave this FCC alone, man. You're going to get dumped.
Caleb, they're going to throw you off. Come on, man. You're better than this. You're better than Matt. All right.
I'll start a podcast with
All right.
you, Caleb.
Well, we can do a podcast, but this isn't a podcast.
Oh, yeah. I forgot. We're streaming live, but we're not.
No, the stream, you can do it. You can't do it on FCC.
Well, Ed, dump that stuff. Get it.
No, that's not his job. Our job
This
is
is his job. He has a dump button.
our job as hosts of the show, and Caleb is back. He's not a guest. All right, let's go hit a break. I know we're a couple minutes over. I don't think Caleb's going to make the hour. Let's go hit a break. When we come back, Victory Wednesday with Dustin Jacoby, and hopefully Caleb is going to learn, or his mom's going to wash his mouth out with soap or something. We'll be right back, coming to you live from the Cool Breeze AC broadcast facility. This is what was formerly known as Knockout Radio. We'll be right back.
Hey, Johnny. Here. Why don't you meet Randy? Randy, this is John. John, this is Randy. He's a good friend of mine.
How you doing?
Very good
Nice to
friend.
meet you.
He's my neighbor. He's been a friend of mine for a long time, so I just wanted to meet you, Mike. So I brought him down today.
If I were you, the biggest thing I could suggest to you is move.
Closer. Move closer.
Yeah,
to
Can
it.
you move? No, from him. Move away from him.
Oh.
Like house-wise, where you're living. All they can do is bring you down.
So we're streaming live, but it's only Randy.
Yeah, not anymore. Like there. There you go, Mikey. Get in there. There you go, Mikey. Say hi to the people, Mikey. Mikey, say hi to the...
Hello to my people.
Hi, Mom.
Now move it back.
Thank you, God.
Oh my God. Move it back.
That's what I said. I was just saying God.
Move
Go
it
ahead.
back. You have no idea where that's even at now.
What?
Can
It's
you-
close enough.
Can you see if that's on because this is jackass.
You want to be a producer?
It's on you.
That's perfect.
That's the way it should
If you
be.
can turn it so a little, it's on mic, that's fine, just not on that. If people showed up on time, they could help set stuff up.
I thought Austin was going to be here. Are you bailed on us?
When would you have thought that Austin would be?
Wednesday? Oh, this is my commercial. Here, listen to this commercial. Randy usually likes this commercial.
Not only Caleb is not going to make the 3 hours, he's not going to make the 3 hours.
Oh my
Can I get that shirt though?
Can you kiss my ass?
Can we get the gorilla one with the eye missing?
Go on.
I don't have money.
And
I don't
then
have
shut
money.
up.
He already talked more than 3 hours in the car.
Those are your people.
That's right, and I wore this on purpose.
Did you really?
I did.
It hurt me?
No, it's
hurt me.
It's the only thing I want for Christmas. I've been delivered to the Dominican Republic.
Randy, you remember when you were making fun of his mouthpiece?
What?
Remember when you were making fun of his mouthpiece? It was the only thing that kept him from talking the
Take
entire
that out.
The entire
What
way.
do you? He wants me to put it in. You want me to put it out. What do I do?
I want you to be semi-professional.
Okay. All right. Let me fix my posture.
Good. All right, we are back coming to you live from the Cool Breeze AC broadcast facility. This is Knockout Radio, brought to you by 8 Man Strong, Staff Zone, and Bucked Up Energy Drink. Former co-host Caleb Beanut, trying to become a co-host again, but we'll see if he makes the next 2.5 hours. Calling in from Houston.
I think I could take him.
In what?
Anything.
Oh, don't challenge him in like lineman drills because he pushed me 3
Did he really?
properties away from my house.
Did he really?
There's no stopping
Yeah,
him. He's a monster.
Caleb, you're a big dude.
All right, we're going to continue to talk with Caleb here in a minute, and you two knuckleheads, but it is Victory Wednesday, so that means we're going to have a victor on right now. Let's welcome back to the program, Dustin Jacoby. What's up, buddy?
Yep.
There you go. So let's talk about the thing that typically bothers me, and that's fans, which is short for fanatics. I ask fighters, and football players, Caleb, I've asked you as well, Caleb, former NFL football player, do you hear the crowds? Do you hear? And a lot of times I think people are telling me stories. No, I don't hear. I can, block it out. Did you hear the boos? Did you see those stupid lights? Did you see all that stuff? The punch was unbelievable, and Austin was right on it. I know you've seen the photos, so if anybody wants to see it, just jump on the website and take a look. How difficult is it to do that, to block that out? I remember vividly Ryan Bader in a fight, same game plan. He was waiting, heard some of the boos, took the wrong step because he wanted to rush it, and the reverse thing happened. So how difficult is it to stay within yourself, know what the game plan is, and not respond to some of the fans in the audience? How much is fighting, and obviously the fight that you had on Saturday, listen to the analogy before you laugh at me, like golf. You can have a bad shot in golf, you could have a bad round, but all you need is that one hole in one or that one punch to turn it, into an unbelievable round or fight. Mike, before you ask your question, how was your golf? I know you played golf on Sunday. You probably played on Monday as well. How were your rounds? Uh-oh.
Yep. Right.
How do you know Jason Worth? And it was awful nice to catch up with him. I remember talking MMA and UFC with Jason and Shane Victorino back in the day. So, so how did you get to meet him? How do you know Jason?
Dustin, when you were at the high roller table, was it blackjack? All right, so I have a funny story for you. Your boss and Alan Iverson and Charles Barkley invited me to play blackjack at a high roller table at the Caesars Palace in Vegas once, and these guys were betting $250,000 per hand. I just turned around and walked away. I'm like, thanks, guys. I'm like, I could pay off my mortgage with one hand of your blackjack. I'm like, are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me? Yeah, I love gambling. I mean, Cormier, if Daniel Cormier would see me at the MGM Grand after the fights, I'd be playing blackjack, and he'd just walk up going, Straka! I'm like, come on, DC, leave me alone. Good, man. Yeah. You know, I'll always say, UFC fighters know how to have a good time. You guys really do. I mean, I've always had a great time with UFC fighters, especially after fight.
So Dustin, you know, I'm a guy that usually takes credit for other people's success, and you know, I want to say that you were on my truck a day before your fight. That was awesome, but like I had nothing to do with that. but I am excited for like the future, man. I think this vertical conditioning and being in Denver, talking about Dusty Baker and all the legends, Todd Helton and Jason Bates and all those guys in the Rockies. It's cool because I can't wait to see how you incorporate vertical into your fight camp in the future. And after your fighting days are done, man, it's going to open up your rotational movement of your spine. You'll get a better distance out of your drive. It will help you be a better golfer. So it's literally a modality you can do forever and apply it to wherever you want your passion to be. So the question is, how's your buddy, how's your training partner, how was he feeling the day after? Was he sore? Did he talk about being sore in different places than usual? I know. I felt it.
Let me ask you this: how do you deal with somebody that's delusional? Because I still can't deal with Matt. I need to learn how to deal with Matt.
Yeah.
As like I said last week, you've been on the program numerous times. Thank you for being involved. And we just picked up another new sponsor, and I want you to be the first recipient. Not one, but 2 pair of sunglasses. I'll send you the website. I'll send you the code. Pick out 2 pair of sunglasses from West Coast Sunglasses and enjoy them when you're out on the course or whatever. There you go. Happy holidays to you and your wife. What do you want now,
I
man?
just want to say that if you remember back to training your partner, when the sunglasses came off, things got real, right? So if the UFC is as real as it gets, when you're training vertically and the sunglasses come off, you know you're getting it.
Happy holidays. Happy holidays. Thanks for your time.
Yeah. Congrats, champ. Great knockout.
Take care. That is Dustin Jacoby. Been on the program numerous times. Have a feeling he's going to be on a whole lot more.
Yeah.
And sitting there watching, Caleb, I don't know if you could see it all on the tube. You know, you heard the boos, and it wasn't necessarily a boring fight. It was just he's waiting his time. He's taking his shot. You know, why rush it and then get knocked out? The whole object got your ball. Unbelievable.
Unprofessional.
Did you get to notice that? Did you see the lights? They were all had their flashlights on, all that kind of crap. Or Caleb, are you like the other two? Are you not even involved? Did you leave? Oh my God! I'm dealing with the biggest buffoons.
Welcome to the circus.
All right, I think Caleb hung up. So, all right. Well, there you go. He said he was going to be on the whole 3 hours.
I asked you Caleb's question. What was the question again?
Well, you were there, so
Yeah.
I'm sure you did. You watch
Yeah.
the card? Could you see when they did all the flashlights? Could you see the commotion?
No.
Well, I don't know if I've ever seen that before. I probably have, but
I was up in the 300
so
level.
could you see him
I
up
couldn't
there?
see anything. I mean, I could see like an exit sign.
No,
It's a shame you didn't take it.
It's look. I did the Bill Murray. I wanted to just be with the common folk, and it was amazing. The energy was amazing. I mean,
You were with your people.
I was with my people.
Yeah,
Like all the way up.
Yeah.
High guys.
yeah. All the common people.
All the high people.
Yeah, all the common people.
Yeah, all of us high people were in the 300 level.
It was a good card.
It's a great card.
You know, people were like, "Oh, it's not this, it's not that." First of all, the first fight, the female fight was not fight of the night. It was incredible. And again, you know, I don't remember the event I went to 2 weeks ago. So for me to say this was, I don't recall a packed house for fight one like that before.
Yeah, I did notice that too. I thought that was pretty cool.
It was packed.
Yeah.
I mean, there was here and there, but you know, you're at Vegas, you're wherever, and people are going to say, you know, nobody wants to go for 10 hours. That place was full,
It was.
and they're going to be back to Tampa. Well, it's the largest grossing, it's the this, that, the other of all time, and they're coming back to Tampa. They're coming back to Miami. They're coming to Seattle. They're coming to Chicago. They're going back to Canada. A lot of Spain.
Largest grossing of all time?
Yeah.
Gate?
Emily Reed?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's well, but this is a fight.
That's got to be
town.
over 11 million, right?
I don't know.
We've talked about the growth here. I mean, it's a fight town. Jake Paul fought here against Mike Perry, and we had BKFC basically built a lot of their shows here in the beginning. So
Yep.
this has become a fight community, and a lot of migrants coming down.
I want to say Jones Jr. has fought here. Antonio Tarver has fought here.
Sure.
So I mean,
Jake
yeah,
fought Tyrone Woodley here too, right?
Yeah, he just said that.
No, he said Mike Perry.
Yeah, he fought Tyrone Woodley. No, it's
Was that here?
yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
That
where
was
the
at the
guy
Hard
got the
Rock.
Rolex.
It's a Hard Rock.
Oh,
Yeah, you know when he said, "Is Rolex your thing?" and he gave him one. So yeah, and now Connor says that he's going to fight Logan Paul, and Dustin. I'm sure you remember because you were there. Dustin said that he'll fight both Pauls on the same night.
Yeah.
Well, you know, he fought K1, he fought some of these other
Awesome.
organizations.
I would,
You know,
I would love that. I would love that.
So good.
I'd love to see it.
I'd love to see it too. Honestly,
I was in the ring with Jake
they
Paul.
wouldn't.
Friday
It wouldn't
night.
be sanctioned though. That's the only problem. You make an exhibition. Yeah.
Well, no, or you have it at a Indian reservation
Yeah.
where you sanction it yourself. I mean, there's plenty of ways around it, and I could see him doing well, probably winning both of those.
Yeah.
So Mike, yeah, at the MVP in Orlando on Friday night, I was in the ring with Jake Paul. Like, I was in
And
the
that
blue corner.
and that and $2
I was in the red corner.
can't even buy you a gallon of
Not
gas.
How many of us have been in the ring against Jake Paul? He was on the opposing corner. I was in the other corner, squaring up against Jake Paul. How many
Really?
people have that access?
Who was that? The Mike Tyson thing?
No, it was at the MVP. It's his promotion in Orlando. I was working the commission. But Jake walked his fighter to the ring, and so he brought him to the center to like get the instructions from the
Help
ref.
me, help me,
What?
help me.
That's the biggest name in the sport of all boxing, of all promotion. Jake Paul is bigger draw than anybody right now currently. Name one person who's bigger draw, bigger gate, bigger influence than Jake Paul. Go ahead. I'll wait.
Unfortunately, I have to say Connor.
You think Connor's bigger than Jake Paul?
I think he is.
I think people are tired of him saying he's coming back, he's not coming back. He's cried wolf too many times. People have moved on. They
People-
don't care.
I don't disagree with you.
People are tired of him, but they're tired of Jake as well.
They just want to see him.
And I like
They just
him.
want to see him do something with his mouth. Like they want Connor to actually step up and actually get back in the ring if he's going to do it. Otherwise, shut up and go away. Jake still shows up and still puts it on there for the people.
No, I'm a big both of them. I like Logan is in my opinion, if not the GOAT. I know we're talking goats on the chat on YouTube right now. He's up at the top of all-time WWE in my opinion.
I want to see Jake versus Conor.
ring.
Jake Conor, that's the biggest fight of all time.
I want to see Jake versus Logan.
No, well, that'd be diabolical. Biological brothers.
Wouldn't that be great?
Man.
Talk about a promotion.
I mean, that would be pretty.
If it was an exhibition,
Yeah.
they could do it.
Like,
No, but I'm saying
remember
just like the
League?
type.
Like two brothers. You fought your brother how many years ago and still hate him?
First of all, I don't use the word hate with my brother. I do with you. I don't with my
All
brother.
right, your brother, you guys got
Dislike.
to fight.
Dislike.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was it real? What were you both fighting at your full best to like put it out there? Like whatever caused that friction back 30, 40, 50 years ago? What if it was for millions of dollars, like $100 million for both of you? You would put on the greatest show of all time?
I don't think they need to do that. I don't think that they would make more money. Jake Paul would not make any more money fighting Logan than he would make fighting Mike
Who wins
Tyson.
in that fight?
Jake wins.
We win because it's over. 1 hour gone, 2 hours to go. This is Knockout Radio, brought to you by 8 Man Strong, Staff Zone, and Bucked Up Energy Drink.
Who wins in the Jake Paul Logan Hall fight? Logan got more athleticism and height and reach. Jake's been boxing more consistently. Like,
Jake wins.
does he really? Because of pure athlete.
All right, we're doing
Logan.
the GFL thing with the
Jumping off the top rope.
I'll leave.
Acrobatic.
I'll leave it.
Who?
What did you say?
Lord,
I know.
I'm listening.
The co-founder of the Global Fight Group.
You got Garrett over there?
Yeah. If you have questions, just post it. We're going to have the whole system. This is the first time we've done it. We're going to do this bigger and better, I promise.
We got to figure out a way to get the caller onto the YouTube channel.
Yeah, well, all you got to do is tie it into there. But I didn't. You know, I bought a camera. It comes today. And so we'll set it up. And I'm learning. You know, that's all I can do. But that way you'll be able to hear, hopefully starting next week. Well, not next week. We're off for 2 weeks when we return in January. Matter of fact, the next show I'll be in Vegas.
You good out there, John boy?
Hmm?
You good?
Yes, sir.
You can come in here, man. You want to sit on the show? Randy, you okay with that? Yeah, come be part of the show, man. You're gonna be seen by 3 fans.
It's 3 more than you're going to be seen by.
Just bring it right here.
You can sit there if you want. There's a chair there.
He doesn't want that. Looks like he's not me. Finally, I got my Christmas gift. That's only nice and moved in. No,
How do you? I give you credit, dude.
I gotta stop right over the sauna. Stop.
those fighters that you guys talked to before?
Yeah, a year ago, for a show that Carrot Top hasn't been on since Super Bowl last year. He's a good dude. He used to be a fitness guy. Carrot Top, there's all the props. He got ridiculous like working out. I thought he'd be so big and jacked. I was so disappointed by him. Like, you don't want to fight. Bodybuilder, you can kind of addicted to those changing your body and fighting to be muscle and being strong. You got addicted to it, man. You're a celebrity, comedian, instead of nightclubs and partying and self-destruction. You like working out and using the money and time of leisure to build for a better body. But then you fell back into like just giving up and taking a lot. You don't know what to do. I'm just going on that. I hope I see him this year.
Why is that funny? Why are you laughing?
I'm laughing because I love Ryan Bader. I haven't heard his voice in a while.
Ryan Bader.
He calls it as a seat.
No, I don't have a problem with that. All right, 1 hour down, 2 hours to go. Momentarily, we'll be reaching out to Darren Owen, the co-founder of the GFL. I'm looking at the top 50 most followed fighters who have signed with the GFL. And a lot of names, obviously, that we recognize. It'll be a team situation, so we're going to find out from Darren, do they know where the locations are? I think they're going to have like a draft. That's how they're going to, I think that's how they're setting it up. So it'll be fun. It'll be a fun organization to follow. And hopefully it'll be in cities we want to go to, or at least I want to go to.
Yeah. Travel's big. I mean, where a location is, then it's held. How excited I am to go there or motivated to go there.
Okay, well, A, nobody cares if you're going, but the city's important because, like Tampa, how many people do you think flew in to Tampa for the UFC on Saturday? I mean, we don't know. No, I think a lot of it was local. A lot of, we said that this is a fight town and et cetera, et cetera. So it also needs to be large cities with, big fight combat backgrounds. So it'll be interesting to see, how that plays out. So coming up momentarily, Darren Owen. And this will be our last show of the year.
Okay.
And because it's Christmas, it's New Year's, Hanukkah, it's the holidays. But so we're going to take some time off. But right now, let's go to the phone lines and welcome to the program the co-founder of the GFL, and that's Darren Owen. Darren, how are you? Not too bad. We appreciate your time. So talk to us about the GFL, or as much as you can. I don't know how much has been released. I know this is going to be like a team atmosphere kind of thing. Do you know who are going to own the teams? Do you have locations yet? And did I see in one of the press releases that it's going to be a draft, and that's how you're going to put these teams together?
So I see Marlon Moraes is the head of your athlete association, but he's also competing, is that correct? How did you come up with the idea of bringing Rafael Cordero in and Lyoto Machida and Marlon as part of the administrative team as well as the competition team?
How difficult will it be as you're putting these rosters together to a lot are older name fighters that we've known and seen for years. And how are you going to establish from the old veteran names, new up and coming names, future stars, former stars? How are you going to weigh that out? Right. I don't know if it's too early, to reveal or even ask these questions. How is it going to be set up? Pay-per-view, regular TV, stream? How will people be able to watch when the time comes?
Darren, not to draw comparisons to the IFL back in the early 2000s, but what lessons maybe you took from their team effort and some of their failures and struggles coming up into the MMA leagues? Right. Right.
Right. Maybe a silly question. Will the fighters live in the city where their team is going to be, or will that's just their home base and they won't necessarily live in that town?
Darren, when you talk about 50% rev share, is that 50% of the gate, or is it 50% of TV revenue? How is that going to look for the fighters? Got it. Wow.
So Darren, obviously, we were talking before you came on the show, but Tampa's become a huge fight city. You can think of others, Atlantic City, Vegas, obviously. Are you looking for like the fight fan base, like when you select these cities, or are you looking at which states and the commissions are more lenient and easier to work with and more accommodating? We know BKFC they started in Wyoming because it was the only place that would sanction bare knuckle, but now they just unlocked Pennsylvania for the first time in 6 years. They're going home to where it started. So, what's more important to you, the commission you work with or the city and fight base?
Since you just said New York Yankee fan, New York Mets fan, is there a possibility of maybe having two teams in the same town? Yep. I like it.
Darren, was it difficult? You mentioned earlier that the sport has come so far in the last 25 years, 28 years. Was it difficult for you to raise that initial seed money, or was it fairly easy? Why do you think, or why do you think investors are still so?
So what we do now, Darren, is we wait a month and wait for what's going to happen on January 24th, correct?
So Darren, as I wasn't aware you come on the show, I'm, late today, I'm sorry, it was my fault, Randy. But, as I'm sitting here listening to you explain it, I really think this has a lot of merit, and I think, if you can set it up with these franchises, like I remember when I moved to Denver, everything was John Elway. Elway Steakhouse, every billboard, every car dealership, and you really rallied behind the Broncos and Elway as your leader, your captain. And I think when certain organizations dumbed down the uniforms and they got away from building individual characters, they made it uniform. And then they had to create their own fanfare. They had to create their own image, their own publicity. And if you're a franchise owner in a city and they're promoting and billboards and making it a household name and people can really rally behind, that's our guy from our town. And I think you got a gold mine here, bro. I think this is really going to be next level. Yeah. Yep. Right. Yeah. I love it.
Darren, thank you very much for your time. Let's stay in touch. Anything you need from us, we're more than happy to be involved. I may even fly out there on the 24th
Wow.
if it's going to be that type of media can be there. Just keep me informed. Have Jerry keep me informed, and we're on board.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and say hi to Joe Favorito for Mike Straka. It's been a long time since I've seen him.
Be safe. Be safe. Happy holidays. Awesome, good stuff. That is Darren Owen, the co-founder of the GFL, and people are going to tune in.
I like it. I like the
And again,
format.
the team format. I remember the IFL. I remember being, caring because of the Militich team.
Yeah.
So, you have that tie, whether it's Pat, whether it, I
Enzo
think Ben
Gracie.
Rockwell was, Gracie had a team. Frank Shamrock, I think, had a team. So
Yeah, I remember when Henzo fought Pat Militich in the IFL. That was an incredible bout.
Was it called Big Bear or something? Wasn't it a training facility? They had
That's-
a nickname for it, right?
No,
Big
no.
Bear was Tito's.
Was
Yeah,
it Tito?
John Hackman.
Yeah, I miss that era. They had those nicknames, kind of exclusive and like barbaric and like hills and carrying logs up, over farmland. Like, That's cool.
That's when you carry the log through the ice
Yeah.
when Rocky did it in Rocky.
That was when Chris Horodecki was fighting Bart Pelishevsky, and those guys had incredible bouts. I'm going back a ways now.
Yeah.
IFL. It was like 2003, right? A long time ago.
I don't remember yesterday.
Yeah.
You know,
But you know what? I'm really impressed with Darren Owen. I mean, you can tell he's very thoughtful. He sounds like a smart businessman. You know, he's not the promoter type mentality.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like a sale.
Right.
You just say, look,
this is how we're gonna
people
do it. Yep.
We're gonna do the same format.
Yep.
And it's really behind me because like we just saw a hometown guy, Billy Q, fought Cub Swanson on Saturday. And in his hometown, but you don't see Billy Q's pace anywhere. There's no billboard, like hometown guy, UFC this Saturday, check it out. You know, so now having a league or ownership where people are promoting their fighters publicly in those communities, I think actually has a lot of merit. I think that's a great
I think so
strategy.
too.
I agree, but there was some Billy Q stuff out there. He went to One Buck. He did do some stuff there. They used the main event that went to the Lightning game, so they do get out. But you know, let's don't kid ourselves either. You know, there's not going to be billboards in that town unless the company buys them.
Right.
You know, I mean, there were UFC billboards.
Yeah.
You know, it just didn't necessarily have the fighters because the UFC is promoting
The brand. Of course.
not necessarily the fighter, where the company owns all these teams.
Yeah.
So yeah, I bet you they're not going to have fighters per se, even though there's some names on here. You know, and you know what we're going to hear, well, they're too old, they're too this, they're too that.
Yeah.
And I've always said that who are the people in the chat room still, you know, to say Andre Arlovsky shouldn't fight.
Right. Who says Cub Swanson shouldn't fight? He just knocked out a very capable, young, in his prime Billy Quarantillo at home, right? So it shows that age is just a number. And if you watched that fight, you saw Cub just flowing with it, enjoying the process. Billy looked a little nervous, a little like, you know, tight, a little not fluid. And you saw experienced beat youth on Saturday night. Co-main event.
Which it doesn't always, because go back a week before and the three veterans, all three lost.
Sure.
You know, and what was the first thing Dana White said in the press conference? Those three should retire. And then those three will end up in the GFL. You know, I mean, look at these names.
I mean, if like you said, Randy, if the owner of the Rays or the owner of the Lightning decides to buy an MMA team for GFL, that could go a long way.
Yeah.
You know, because then now you're having fights at Amalie Arena, you're having fights, you know, wherever, at
No, for sure.
you know,
Well,
Tropicana, whatever.
You don't have to be the owner of the Lightning to have the fights at Amalie Arena.
Right, I know.
You know,
But it would be nice though, like he said, he wants billionaires to buy teams.
sure.
I mean, that would be pretty cool.
No, for sure. And money helps make money.
Sure.
You know, and that's what's needed. It would definitely be awesome. So, all right, let's go ahead and break. When we come back, my buddies from Fantasy Pets, these are the Fantasy Pets. So if you're still on the YouTube channel, we're going to give one of these away. And I know you're not going to be able to hear them, but you can if you go to knockoutradio.com or tantalk1340.com and hear exactly what Ben and Dave are going to have to say. What do you want?
Where's Puffy? My purple dragon. Puff the Magic Dragon.
We'll be right back.
I love that guy. Where's the big one?
It's where it belongs. Away from you.
Are you gonna give me one?
No.
Come on, it's Christmas.
No.
It's Hanukkah.
No.
I'm Jewish.
All right, I'll give you that, and I'm not taking you to Philly.
Dude, why would you do that?
How many
I
Christmas
think
presents you want?
A lot. Because Hanukkah's like 8 days of celebration, right? Now I get 8 gifts.
I can't hate you anymore.
Can I get a Scars shirt? I need a dragon.
I ain't giving you shit.
Trip to Philly. Open for Russell Peters. My daughter made a joke today.
How much money do you want? I know how you can make some money.
He's already got a job.
He won't need a job.
Okay, what do you mean? Go ahead.
I'll kill him for nothing.
Whoa.
On.
Dude,
You take it, and I'll bring you to Philly.
20 years ago you were capable of that.
I don't
Today
wanna go to
you
Philly.
lose. Today I'm the better guy in condition right now. Like at the commission, there's nobody that can stop a fight that breaks out between two professional fighters in the back.
1 minute. Bro.
I mean, I know we can test this. We can put this to use.
I will break your name.
If you get to
What do you mean if I get to it?
If I let you, stick and move, baby. It's gotta be quick. It's not how good you can fight. I don't know if you fight good. just see the condition. He knows what I'm capable of. Don't tell him that. I'm just but I'm undefeated. I'm undefeated, man. I had dudes try to cut me and shit, pizza cutters, knives, all knots of cotton and shit. Never
Really?
lost. Choked every motherfucker out and drug them out the back door and laid them out. Paid for all my MMA with cash. Never been registered. I've never taken an official class in any discipline. Shaolin Kung Fu, kickboxing, jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, doesn't matter. Every time I did it, no record. I go to brother judge. Hey, what happened? Nothing. I don't know nothing. They tried to make Zimmerman look like a UFC fighter after he killed that black kid with his skills, like Trayvon Martin. Like they tried to make him look in court like because he went to 2 MMA lessons.
Same
He
thing
was
with
a
that
killer.
the Boston Marathon bomber too.
Exactly.
MMA fighter. Come on,
But
he
what
was a
I
fucking-
know, well, man, you know what happened in court? I would get a book thrown at me.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Never let them have power over you, bro. Play numb, play dumb, be humble, stay in the service. Feel me? Now it's time to change venues. You move your palace. Bring the people that need to come with you, and leave the rest of the fucking people distracted with peanuts and fucking distractions. Low hanging fruit, football, sports, bullshit, circus.
Is there a bathroom in here? Yeah, right around the corner.
You need more fiber in your diet, man. You piss too much. Hey, you gotta eat more fiber. 50 grams a day. Dietary fiber.
All right, we are back coming to you live from the Cool Breeze AC broadcast facility. This is Knockout Radio, brought to you by 8 Man Strong, Staff Zone, and Bucked Up Energy Drink. A lot of things coming up in 2025. PGA show, CES, the UFC, that's all in the month of January. Final show of 2024, and what better way than to welcome another one of our sponsors. They've been involved. The athletes have been loving these. The Fantasy Pets. Let's welcome Ben to the program. Ben, how are you? Well, we appreciate it. Let's talk about the Fantasy Pets. I took them out to the UFC. Every fighter's like, how do you get them? Where do you get them? How this? How that? So some of those questions I need to ask you live on the air. How do you determine what pet, what dinosaur, what character you make, or can you literally make? Let's even not get ahead of yourselves. Describe what a fantasy pet is. What, how do you determine the colors? How do you determine, what goes on the backs? They're these pointed like scales, like bones. I mean, this really does look realistic. I'm curious, and I know, Mike, you have some questions as well. The one that we have on our table right now, it's about an arm's length. So what is that, about 1.5 feet? How long does that process take from start to finish? How long does it take to make this?
And it comes out as wax, correct? And then you could put any kind of metal around it. Is that how it works?
So when fans jump on the website, and you're gonna give all the website information out here in a few moments. If they go on and they see one of the dinosaurs, one of the products they like, but they would like it in a different color, can they do that? Are you able to do that?
What's the learning curve? You talk about the designers that you have on staff. Obviously, these guys, 3D printing is not brand new, but it's also not so old. How do you find the designers, and what software are they using? And what's the barrier of entry for a designer who wants to be a 3D designer? Wow.
Where can fans that are either tuning in through the national? Oh wow, somebody knows you on the YouTube. They're throwing your name out there, Mike. Where do they go? What websites? So that they can get more information. They can purchase. It's probably too soon or too late for them to get it by next week. For Christmas, but it could be a late Christmas gift. That's a win-win because shipping is probably going to be as much as buying two of them, I would imagine, right? So great products, like I said, every fighter, every celebrity. We're even sending one to Gary Sinise, who was on a couple weeks ago. They all love it. Much success. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you for being a sponsor and being involved with us. Happy holidays, and we'll talk to you again real soon. All right, talk to you soon. That is Ben from Fantasy Pets. And look at, he hasn't stopped playing with the little dino.
Because you wouldn't let me be me, so I didn't have any questions for him, but I have things to say. No, because
Okay.
like, I love this thing, but I don't have one. I'm jealous I don't have one because
Okay, here.
it's
You,
so intricate.
you can
The
have this.
detail. No, I want the big puff one. I want the purple one. The big monster one.
That is
Let,
tough.
let's go hit a break. Coming to you live
It's so
from
cool.
Cool Breeze AC Broadcast
coolest thing I've
Facility.
seen.
This is Knockout Radio.
The way it moves is dope. Look at the detail in that.
It is cool.
What do we got next? All the golf guys next.
I mean, look at the way that it's printed, layer by layer. I mean, just the amount of detail and the movement of it. Like I just bought my daughter's, like, I got every Rubik's Cube they make. I got the big ones, the star ones, the circular sphere ones.
Who's the golf guy?
So
Nick.
it feels like that kind of brain drain. Hey, Johnny,
Nick Clark.
John boy. Still in here? Where'd he go? That's fine. Look at this thing. This is so, look at the detail of the thing.
Oh, you've been on this the whole time?
Yeah.
In the chat, huh?
You got the Nick Clark golf tournament?
No, it's called the Pro Cup.
Okay.
Pro Rivals. It's the Pro Rivals Open.
Who was that, the Smoltz that England?
Yeah.
All right.
Got a serious question to ask because Dave Worth asked me, and I gave him my opinion, but I'm going to ask Nick. So you hope will be interested in my response.
Oh, this is the Innisbrook.
Yeah,
Oh.
first baseball won. Smoltz won it by himself. We got Tim at 2 p.m. How ironic.
Miranda Maverick. I gotta bring that up. Should we call Bob Cook? That's what made Steve lose the show, I think. Because we wouldn't put Bob Cook on the show.
He was on.
I know, but
I really don't care that he's gone.
only because Steve demanded it. Nobody even knows who Bob Cook is. Probably not even known in his own house.
You know what's weird? You know that I guess there was a roadie with Motorhead. His name was Steve, Luna.
No way. Luna. Luna. I've seen that. When I searched Steve. Huh.
All right, we are back coming to you live from the Cool Breeze AC Broadcast Facility. Final show of the year.
Woo!
Happy Hanukkah.
How
When
do
did
you,
that start? When do we get gifts? Mike and I are ready.
I don't want any gifts.
and you're not getting any,
I
so
don't
it
deserve any
equals.
gifts.
It is our 8 gifts during Hanukkah.
For Jews,
I'm Jewish. I had a sweater. I gave you one. Remember?
what does that
Do you
mean?
still wear it?
No, and I never have worn it. That's not true. I did wear it once. I did wear it.
Can I get it back? Like an Indian gift? Just take it back. I'll take it. I'll wear it.
No, you're not one of us.
I am one of you.
You are not one
I'm
of
in the
us.
circle.
You are not. You're not one of us. You're not in the circle. You're not a circle of friend. You're not in the circle, and you're not a friend.
Dang.
So we are streaming. I am attempting to stream, and we have quite a few people on the YouTube channel. And I will have it all worked out. Austin will be here next week as well.
Okay.
I never even thought about.
Well, next week we're not broadcasting.
That's true. I
Last
keep
show
saying.
of the
I
year.
keep forgetting.
That's fine.
I bought some cameras. We're going to hook up cameras. They're going to be here all over. We're going to be able to stay in touch. I have another meeting with Scott in Vegas, who is showing me and teaching me some things. So
Where's Austin?
we're going to get there. Yeah, he's not here.
I don't know.
You got a day off.
He worked all week last week.
I didn't put in the time request off. I also got to film at the cage. Knockout Radio as close as you can get to the action.
How about that?
Filming live
Yeah.
at UFC.
We had a spot right there. Did you see the Cub Swanson video?
Yeah.
Where the UFC followed him around, and the banner
Knockout
got
Radio.
in, and Big thank you to the UFC for doing that, for
Huge.
allowing us.
Yeah, thank you. That was awesome.
You know, they treated me really, really good. It was funny at the weigh-ins, the head of PR, as they were getting ready to start, like right at 9 o'clock, you start, right? So right at 9 o'clock, the head of PR walks over and goes, "Randy, are you ready to start? It's up to you. If you're not ready, we're not starting. This is your show." That's all they.
That's
That's what.
the OG status.
That's what they said all week.
The OG status gets you, special favors.
They have treated Knockout Radio and me personally fantastic. Everything they allow us to do out in Vegas, in the state of Florida, I appreciate it. And moving on.
And thanks to them, they put Miranda Maverick on the show. We spoke to her last year at 1:30. So let's talk about Miranda Maverick. I mean, we used to call it the Randy Rub, but I kind of want to get away from that because it's a little too sexual. But there is a good.
Oh, but the other comments that you guys made that was sexual was okay.
Well, that's because that's a different conversation. But the Randy Rub sounds weird. But there is a good luck presence or an omen or whatever you call it, a vibration, a frequency. If you come on Knockout Radio,
Honestly, more times than not.
it's Saturday night.
3 out of 4.
3 out of 4. The only reason we lost one was because they fought each other. So that's pretty good, man. Athletes are starting to know that if you do this show, it can turn to good luck. And we see it in baseball. We see it with guys that don't change their socks for a whole season, or they don't jump on the chalk line crossing home plate, or whatever.
You know what I have noticed, and this has been for years. Your buddy and mine.
Hogan?
No, Michael Clayton.
Oh yeah.
So Michael Clayton, his rookie year, didn't do the radio show until the last week. Kept putting it off, kept putting it off, kept putting it off. And, Caleb, Alex Kappa, they all say the same thing. If I would have known the way the show runs and that we don't grill and we don't try to throw you under the bus. Look how Miranda changed.
Oh, she's amazing.
From the time she sat down till the time she left. And we have talked 3 or 4 times via Facebook or Messenger or whatever since then. I'm not trying to, we're not trying to get dirt. We're not trying to do anything negative. What we're trying to do is promote the card and promote that fighter.
And what they do outside of the octagon,
yeah.
Like the pickle factory and the pickle business and the honey business and the holistic healing properties, and how I knew that pickle juice is good for the dura lining when you have a headache naturally. So, and then she talked about the chemicals that the big companies use in their products, and she's a small outfit and support local. Like that's what Knockout Radio is. And we go behind the fighter, the X's and O's, and the statistics and the injury reports. We find out who you are at the core.
If you're gonna buy pickles,
Yeah.
right?
Probably pickles, baby.
Well, whether it's pickles or I see on Facebook all the time, and I guess it's a weekend or something to not buy corporate, buy small business. Why wouldn't you attempt? I mean, if you don't like them, if they don't taste as good, if it's more expensive, but if it's the same price, if it's cheaper, you're helping a small business. And it allegedly, according to you, the knucklehead, and Miranda, that, whatever she's doing, the pickles are better for you because of the crap that you put in the juice or the water or whatever. Why wouldn't you attempt it? Why wouldn't you give it a shot?
Because people are lazy, and
I'm the leader of laziness.
And we're a community of convenience. And if you can just push a button and it comes to your doorstep, or you can just be at the grocery store and it's already there. You have to order through a direct fulfillment, where she said, admittedly, hey, I just got back from fight in Tampa. It's going to take me a couple days to fulfill the orders that came in online, because they have a 24/7 commerce that's set up, digitally. But fulfillment has to occur when you're able to do it in your real life and have a team of people around you. So small outfits takes longer to get the product, but when you do, it's well worth it.
She was a good girl.
Awesome.
And I like how her husband said he was from Chair Force. He didn't say Air Force. He knew I was going to blast him.
Yeah.
So he went with the Chair Force.
You military guys are pretty, harsh on each other.
Absolutely.
It's like a brotherly love. It's a tough love.
No, it truly is. And like I've said the same thing for decades. Only one time is somebody got mad, and it happened at the Island Way Grill, and he stormed off because I made fun that he wasn't military because he was Army. And his daughter-in-law, whoever happened to then stand next to me, and I apologized. And she said, he's just a crotchety old man. And my wife turns to her and says, yeah, so is he, talking about me. But it's all in good fun. It's all a joke. It's still, even though I agree with a lot of things I say about Air Force and Coast Guard and Space Force and all that, but it's still a step above of not serving at all. It's still being military. And when it's all said, anybody could, at any time in the military, be in a situation, be sent to war, be, whatever. What I did not know until afterwards is that Miranda dragged the flag on Friday.
Oh.
And she addressed it.
You gonna rough her up?
Well, she addressed it.
What are you gonna do to her, Randy?
Somebody asked and brought it up, and she apologized, and she said, that it wasn't meant to be disrespectful. Well, in Vegas the week before, I don't remember what fighter it was, a foreign fighter, it was a foreign flag. He just threw it on the ground, and Dana scooped it up right away. And you know me, I'm upset no matter what flag.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even care if it's some of the flags that I don't even care about. The communist, Cuba, I could care less about the Cuban flag, right? I mean, a communist.
Oh, that's gonna change for you. I got a restaurant I want you to go to.
Well, that's not gonna
It's a
change.
Cuban restaurant, dynamite. The owner's cool. Maybe we could broadcast from there. We need a new food sponsor since I'm not doing it. But man, it'll be a great place to get Yo Romero, get all the Cuban fighters.
I'm thinking of Fleming's.
Well, I do happen to know what are they called?
Mater D?
No. The guy who runs the
General manager.
Well, no, above the general manager.
The manager.
Basically, the owner. Yeah, the managing partner. Yeah, basically the managing partner is one of my best friends.
Oh, we should definitely get Fleming's.
Former Tampa Bay Buccaneer. This is when I was adamant they would call him like your stupidity, and everybody would call him George Diaz.
Oh.
All right.
And we were playing golf one time, and I basically asked him, and he goes, "What difference does it make?" I go, "It makes a difference. What is your name?" "Well, everybody calls me George." "Is that your name?" He goes, "No." "What's your Jorge?" And I'm the one that made that push. And next thing you know, Jorge Diaz over the intercom at Tampa Stadium and stuff. So
That's cool.
Jorge is the man. Well, isn't he an actor? But Jorge is doing really well at Fleming's.
I want to go to Fleming's.
We should get George, Jorge Gazelle, Yevs Edwards, and Ben Thomas. We should get all
George
four of those
Masvidal.
guys.
I
We
got-
go to
hold on.
Fleming's, all with crazy names.
I got a
Yeah.
picture of something that supposedly has never happened. Nobody has ever seen Dean Thomas and Eve Edwards together.
Yeah,
They
are.
think it's one and the same person. And they both hooked up out walking outside the cage.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Dean works
proof.
with the UFC.
It's like no one's ever seen me and Superman in the same place.
Yeah, because
Clark
neither
Kent.
one are real.
Wow, Superman's very real.
He's-
I mean, Sotropolis is a real thing in Hollywood.
Can you look into the camera? I want people to see that you're wearing no lenses in your glasses. Now, is this a fashion statement or is this some kind of
It's a Drew, what's his name?
Drew Carey?
Drew Carey. Drew
No.
Carey wore him with
No, it's symbolic. So, Mike, you've been in my truck. Randy, probably not.
No.
But both my windshields are cracked. My 20-year-old tank of a truck, old reliable Toyota FJ Cruiser, and my new Gladiator show truck with no doors and the sexy beach fun time, both have cracked windshields. And it's just symbolic.
Just like your cracked
No,
mentality.
but our lives, we all visualize our life through our vision, through our eyes. And we're all broken. And you can still see through that crack and that imperfect history and trauma and still see the future ahead and the road ahead and the dreams and the life you can desire. And so, some people are so broken from past traumas that they have no protection from the elements, from their life, from their emotions, from their addictions. And I'm just telling you that
That's gonna be a
without
long
lenses,
story.
you could still have a beautiful life and design it however you want.
Is this going to be a long story?
No, I'm
Matt?
done. I'm just happy.
You're the one that asked the question.
I know. I feel bad. I'm sorry.
You're like the last guy. You
sorry.
poke, and then why are you? Because you asked him the stupid
But
question,
I asked
and then
Randy if I could sell broken glasses brand new on, through our partnership.
With
Yeah,
West
as
Coast
a
sunglasses.
status symbol, and you can pick how damaged the lens is, so you get a different perspective of how much trauma you deal with and how hard it is to still carry forward to your dream and your goal.
You might be onto something because if I'm
see what I mean? Now you give
no,
him
but
an
if I'm a
attaboy.
sunglass manufacturer, how much breakage is there?
Yeah.
Now I can
Sell
monetize that.
and put a priority on it. Put a higher dollar amount than
Yeah.
the new ones that are perfect.
Yeah.
It's the blemished, scratch, damaged ones
Yeah.
that are more valuable. That's what I'm doing in mental health.
Just like
industry.
when people buy their jeans, they buy ripped jeans
That's
nowadays.
it. Stain,
All
stonewash.
right, before I call you stupid, okay, and I'm really close to doing it. So
Broken windshield.
I haven't called you stupid yet, but I'm really close to calling you stupid. So just to be really clear, who would buy a pair of broken sunglasses?
Who would buy a pair of ripped jeans?
It's still different. Nobody's going to buy glasses that are cracked.
I don't disagree with you. I wouldn't. However, people, I probably wouldn't buy a pair of ripped jeans either. People buy them.
Well, that's fashionable.
So broken sunglasses
No.
could be fashionable.
Okay, all right.
Broken windshields are fashionable, unless you call Safe Light Repair.
All right.
Safe Light.
If I can get some, you'll buy them?
No, I want to be the guy.
Yeah, I want you to buy it.
It's my movement. This is my concept. I want to profit off of like selling frames or broken, shattered lenses and have different ranges.
I'm going to go buy glasses and break them and then sell them to you for more money. That's what you just said
I'll
there.
buy the first one to support your small business. But you got to support your friends,
Oh my God. It's
right?
one of the stupidest things I've heard from you.
Bro, these are hugging my face.
Why don't you?
Listen,
When you were a pizza guy, would you sell a half-eaten pizza?
well, we'll make sure, tastes right. I mean, chefs always taste the food before they serve it, right? That's why chefs are usually out of shape and like they take and eat and sample all day long. Chef Robert Irvine, coming out of the break earlier, he owned Gold's Gym, right? So he's a chef, but he owned a gym. It stayed fit.
What is that?
I'm just saying, like,
I don't know.
I just got lost in that.
Coming out of the break earlier, I don't get
Well,
it.
no, it was a lot.
Shocker.
It was a lot.
Chef Robert Irvine, but like, he comes from an industry where it's not normal to like be fit, and he owns a gym, the Gold's Gym franchise in Largo. And he lives what he preaches. He eats great food, but he stays fit and he's competitive. And when I told him I wanted to do a flex off competition photo, he really thought that his biceps were better than mine at the time. I was a pro bodybuilder, but he was so competitive. And he's like, I was like, can I get a picture of us flexing? He's like, you really want to do that to yourself? And then I hit him with it. I'm like, bam.
Do people in Largo actually work out?
He does. And he cultivated a culture of like that. But I'm trying to build a culture with the glasses. It's a movement. It's a like-minded people. We're all broken. We all got like broken.
First of
lenses.
all, we're not all broken.
Everyone has emotional trauma. Everybody has past mistakes, regret.
Well,
Everybody
mistakes
has
isn't broken.
blemishes and scars and things of somebody betraying you or trust issues or being disrespected or whatever. And we all have to carry on with all that. And that's what this movement's about. These scratched lenses or these shattered lenses.
What's that guy from, what was it, Jonesboro? Where they drank all the Kool-Aid?
Bob Jones?
No.
I think we're talking to Bob Cook 230.
I don't remember his name, but that's who he thinks he is.
The Kool-Aid
He
guy?
thinks he's going to have all these like ducks following.
Jim something, wasn't it?
Oh, Jim Jones.
Jim Jones.
Yeah, it could be that.
No, Jim Jones was the balling guy, wasn't it? The baller.
I don't know. College football, the playoffs start. I believe it's this weekend.
Okay.
The Florida Gators play on Friday at Tampa Stadium. Any thoughts on college football?
I raffled off a Billy Napier football last Thursday night at the fundraiser in Lakewood High School.
Your boy Bichette was
Dante
at the
Bichette
UFC.
was there. I introduced him and got to talk.
No, Bichette was at the UFC on Saturday.
Oh, Dante or Bo?
Bo.
Both, yeah. So great people, local, alumni. They're actually building a state-of-the-art facility in Lakewood in South St. Pete. Dante obviously being an alumni, and there's like 50 alumni of notable names and athletes and Olympians that all came from that little high school in South
Lewis
St. Pete.
Murphy there?
I didn't see him, but I believe he was there. Yeah, so it was cool. And there was one MMA fighter they had featured. So he's going to go up into the rafters, and they're going to celebrate MMA as a sport, even though it's not a high school curriculum. It's usually a club sport like rugby when you get to college. Like there are no like MMA classes or sport at high school. So it's cool that alumni is being honored for it as a career, even though it wasn't a part of the curriculum at high school.
Any rebuttal on that, or just
No.
fly-by?
No, it's cool, right? I mean, it's cool because like rugby's not a club. It's not a sport that's sanctioned through universities. Usually, a club sport. It's just a hobby or an activity that people do, but it's not through the ranking system of NCAA. There's no oversight.
So are we talking college, or are we talking high school?
Well, both, but this is high school. But they're recognizing the pro MMA fighter who carried on to fulfill his dream and become a pro athlete, even though they didn't offer MMA in high school. The high school still is celebrating him as an alumni of that place.
Why would that?
What's one of the bases of MMA?
Well,
base.
mixed martial art?
Yeah.
Mixed martial art?
Base.
I think it's the violent aspect. I mean, you
No.
can't
What's
have
one?
kids.
What's one of the base sports?
The answer is
of-
wrestling.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, of course.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm sure the high school has wrestling.
Of course it is. But it's not required for MMA. I mean, anyone can do MMA. Anyone's capable. I mean, you could be a math teacher in Cincinnati.
Why do you always bring up Rich Frank?
Because he's my favorite fighter. He's the one that made it obtainable that anyone could be a fighter.
Attainable.
Anyone could be capable of great violence.
He's the one that did it.
He did.
He did.
He did. For me.
Just because he was the teacher.
For me.
You think he's the only teacher that ever
No,
has done it?
but for me, he was the first one that made it relatable to where everyone should be capable of great violence, no matter what task you do for currency or for a career or whatever you do for your identity.
Stay on the YouTube channel. You're going to see some great violence in about 30 seconds. But
Everyone's capable of great violence. but
2
have
hours
discipline to
down,
control it.
1 hour to go. This is Knockout Radio, brought to you by 8 Man Strong, Staff Zone, and Bucked Up Energy Drink. And this guy is a moron. We'll be right back.
Sick, bro. The sensation.
Oh my goodness.
Bro, feel it. Like grab it, like treat it like a real animal. Like you can actually feel it. You can actually it gives you that sensation. I have a dwarf hamster, the little hamster in my garage.
Mhm.
So it feels like this when I hold him.
Thanks for staying on.
It's that same feel.
Appreciate it. It'll be corrected in 25, I promise.
I feel it. I actually connect to it though. Like feel the weight of it.
Feel the frequency.
Yeah, and as it moves. Like you even close your eyes and feel it. Like in jiu-jitsu, the best rolling when you smoke some weed, get high, then you close your eyes, you take away all your vision, and it's all feel. You feel if they're going left, right, you anticipate their movement, and it's all from feel. Has nothing to do with vision. That's why lenses it doesn't matter. Like this, I get the feeling that I'm wearing sunglasses. I get the feeling that my face is being hugged. I get the feeling that it has nothing to do with like the actual octave.
I can't wait to show West Coast Sunglasses that he ripped the lenses out. Let's see how happy they're going to be.
Good. I gotta figure out a way to crack it without shattering it. So I want to still be able to see through it, with just imperfections. We're all imperfect. We're all broken. I'm gonna celebrate that shit. I'm gonna put a fucking mental health facility in the International Mall next to Louis Vuitton, Apple, and there's gonna be like a mobile health facility where we're celebrating people for being broken.
I'm broken being near you.
Well, clothing line, well, footwear, socks, well, copper infused barefoot soles, well, people ground and natural. There's socks that are made out of like a metal that you can run on and don't get cuts, but it's socks.
I don't care.
I get this over Christmas or Hanukkah.
I don't care.
What can I wear to the Hanukkah party? Because you have my sweater.
Depends on where you're going.
I'm going to your house.
You ain't coming to my
You're the
house.
only Jewish guy I know.
You ain't coming to my house.
Or what if I bring Tal Brody? He's your Michael Jordan.
I don't even know who that is.
He brought the European Cup to Israel from Tel Aviv. It's the Michael Jordan of Israel.
Whatever.
He brought the basketball championship to Tel Aviv, to Israel.
Big deal.
He's the king. He could be president. He's adored. He's an icon, and he's my boy.
Too bad you don't know what that feeling's like.
I went to the All-Star game in Denver with him and his
That's
secret
fine.
minister and secret service, and like I was in the box.
Shake Shack was voted the most overpriced fast food chain in the
Shake
country.
Shack
Five Guys is the
not
worst.
in now.
Nope.
Five
Shake
Guys
Shack.
is you can
Five
get
Guys, crazy,
Five Guys
in
came
and
in
out.
second.
Five Guys is brutally expensive.
crazy. Five Guys, stupid. Shaq owns all that shit. He owns like 150 of them.
I don't think so.
What do you? Shaq doesn't own Five Guys?
I don't think so.
Yes, he does. Look it up.
He was gifted it.
He earned it.
He earned it, yeah, because he endorses it and they give it to him. So instead of paying him the millions that he gets, he got a franchise.
Papa John's too.
Yeah.
He was like 20 of those. So, because he endorsed them without getting paid. So he took franchises.
Yeah, it's smart. Well, it's like, what was it, 50 Cent that did with the water?
Vitamin water.
Yeah. No, don't pay me, just give me X
Share
amount of
the
stock. Yeah, and it was
It's sold over 50 million.
Yeah.
And that vitamin water is shit. It's not even
Terrible.
good. Get real water, copper, alcohol.
I just, well,
Shouldn't be.
what were they thinking having
Still.
50 Cent be their celebrity endorser? I don't get that either. It's like hiring Harvey Weinstein to be the face of your Me Too movement.
Whoa. Whoa.
He was the face of the Me Too movement.
And I'm the bad guy?
We are back coming to you live from the Cool Breeze AC broadcast facility. This is Knockout Radio, brought to you by 8-Man Strong, Staff Zone, and Bucked Up Energy Drink. Since this is our final show of 2024,
Forever. No, go ahead.
Mike, what are your holiday plans?
I don't know, to be honest with you. You know, I was just home for a funeral, and last thing I'm thinking about right now is holiday.
Or going home?
Or going home, yes. I'm probably going to be local. Maybe I'll go to Fleming's and have a steak.
Say hi to Jorge.
I'll say hi to Jorge. I'll go to Fleming's, have a steak, and some, I guess, not mashed potatoes. I want some cool potatoes on the side.
I know I'm not going to pronounce this right, but let's all say hello to Guava, Gaurav. We're being watched in India.
Yeah.
We will go see one of my close friends, Russell Peters, in January.
Our friend.
Well, I haven't decided if I'm taking you backstage yet.
Well, let me open for
Wait, so just because somebody from India is on the stream, you have to bring up Russell Peters because he's Indian?
Everybody loves him because he's Indian.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
do you know how big I am in India? And you know, GQ India ran my pizza diet store, so ask Guava if they know about the pizza diet, because I was huge in Afghanistan with the military, because they were running that.
Huge because they were trying to find you.
Well, there's carvings of me in the caves, and I had a beard at the time, like you saw. But on base, they would run the pizza diet story as a loop because they didn't get commercials on base. So when Fox would run the airtime, Shepard Smith would deliver the news. Instead of running Colgate and commercials of consumerism on military bases, they would run the pizza diet story. And I would get letters and emails from current active military paratroopers who had lost every will of losing weight. They tried every gimmick and tried like new fad, and they couldn't do it. And then the pizza diet saved their career.
All right, let's get to our final hour. And last week we had the pleasure of covering the Pro Rivals Open. It is now complete. Let's get an update from the head man in charge, Nick Clark. Nick, how are you, sir? Not too bad. How long did it take you to get over that the first event was completed on Saturday? What was it like? And it came through. Obviously, baseball was the odds-on favorite, and the odds-are best player, in the first tournament was victorious. Was it harder? Was it easier that everybody was chasing John? Let me ask you this, and I guess all I can say is I assumed, and it's probably not right. So I walked out of the media room, I don't remember what day it was, and I saw a former media person that I knew, and we kind of started to talk, and he goes, why is Rondé Barber not on the football squad? It's his home course, and, I don't want to assume, but, my first thought, and I hope I'm wrong, and I hope you're going to correct me, is that maybe there was something, the Valspar, he's the chairman there, and it was not liked upon. Why was Rondé Barber not on the team? So moving forward, as the tournament continues, will we see a turnover of players? Some being replaced, some not being able to perform in the next one. How is that going to play out? Looking back over the weekend, and again, it was the inaugural portion of the Pro Rivals Open. What do you think was the biggest high of the tournament, and what was the biggest issue that you think you may have to correct or fix at some point? Well, and that's what I was going to say to you, and my hat's off to you and the staff of what you did and how accessible not only you made the tournament, but the athletes that were so accessible. Everything that John Smoltz did, and I was told stories of, this podcast and that, magazine, and everybody was available. And I think that says a lot of what they think the future of the Pro Rivals Open. I would assume, and of course assume's not a word that you normally want to throw around, a lot of TV is being looked at and some bigger partners that you're working on for 2025? I'm going to ask you the same question I've asked Dana White, I've asked Dave Feldman at BKFC, I asked Darren Owen at the GFL. How difficult how is the criteria going to play out? You may have a bigger name that wants to be involved, but there's a better golfer, 3 lower handicap. But this guy is going to be more accessible to fans, but that's a bigger name. How big does all those things come into play? I don't know if this is a question, A, you can answer, and B, I should even ask, but do you have like a wish list of somebody or a couple of athletes that you're really trying to get involved, whether it's because of their handicap or because of their name? I just thought of this as you said Michael Jordan. Let's say you could get Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan's on board. And as I'm thinking of the question to ask you, Danny Ainge comes to mind. Does Michael Jordan go play on the basketball team? Does he go play on the baseball team? Do they fight it out as to which team gets him? And how did they decide which for Danny Ainge? Because he played both professionally as well. Michael Jordan could have said, well, if he decides to come, you know, I'm known for basketball. I'm arguably the greatest basketball player of all time, but baseball's the team to beat. I'm on the baseball side.
So along those lines, everyone's welcome. Golf unites. You know, if when you expand outside the Big Four, you know, there's a lot of golfers in the combat sport industry.
Yeah.
Ricky Wright, the International Hall of Fame boxer. We've got Dustin DeCovey. We got some Tiger here locally. So you know, when you're ready to expand, let Knockout Radio know. We'll help you guys out.
I talked to so many UFC fighters last weekend. You know that I covered that as well, and they're all like, "Let us know when MMA's in.
Yeah.
Let us know." So
Let's put a team together.
there's other sports that want to get involved, and as you grow, I'm sure you're probably already thought about that as well. Tennis and tennis. Nick, it was a lot of fun. Thank you for including us.
Awesome.
I know that we've talked about it. We'd like to broadcast from all the upcoming events in 2025 and enjoy the downtime if you even get any downtime during the holidays. And let's talk early 2025. Awesome. That is Nick Clark involved running. He is the head dude over there at the Pro Rivals Open. Let's go hit a quick break and we continue coming to you live from the Cool Breeze AC broadcast facility. This is Knockout Radio.
I'd love to see Chuck Liddell on a golf team. Chuck Liddell, Rico Tour, Tito.
So you don't want good golfers, you just want. Chuck was little. He goes, "Did you ever get the box?" I go, "No."
What do you mean?
Well, I asked him to send us some shirts from his new podcast and stuff.
Chuck?
You know, he had him in Vegas when we went to go see him. I got you one, I got you one. Obviously I didn't because I never mailed it. So he said he'd take care of it this week. You know, I wasn't gonna keep asking, I asked twice.
Yeah.
You know, and he's like, "Did you get the box?" Because somebody said, I think it was you, said he was coming to Tampa, so I texted him.
He plays golf. Chuck.
Well, but they can't just play golf.
Right.
I mean, this is
Serious. Yeah.
probably 4 is the highest, maybe, 5. I mean, it's, Dustin's supposed to be like a 2 or a 3. But still, you need 11 more.
What about Winky's like? How good Winky
He's
is?
up there.
Good.
Yeah, I mean, boxing.
Who, Jacoby?
Winky.
Yeah. No, Dustin Jacoby is. Dustin Jacoby said that he's the best golfer in the UFC, and he'll put his pay on it.
Yeah.
And if he would have put Saturday's pay on it, that was 3 paychecks. You know,
That was
so
a nasty right hand.
what a great photo he got too.
Yeah.
We went to check in. They're like, "You want to be cage side?" So Austin got cage side. It's awesome. I said, it's like winning the Super Bowl your rookie year. Don't count on it every
Yeah.
year. You won't get back there again. Did you know that BKFC weigh-ins are closed to the media?
Really?
Yeah. How about that?
Why is that?
Because they don't make weight.
I asked Frankie.
I'm not involved in that.
Yeah,
I can't even have a
The stream's
comment.
going, let's be careful.
I can't even have a comment on it though. Bro, you're gonna get me fired from the commission. I cracked my thing. Damn. Now I gotta look out.
I thought you were having David on today. I thought we were having David on today, Feldman.
After the next break, 2:35. I wasn't.
Oh, I dented my thing. It's flawed now.
If you want to go to BKFC Fort Lauderdale, I have one more pair of tickets to give away. Just comment in the chat room. I'll hook you up. We're also going to have tickets for Philly, BKFC tickets for Philly, and I will give you Matt's ticket and backstage pass to meet Russell Peters. You're okay with that, right? Pretending not to hear. He's so focused. All right, we are back coming to you live from the Cool Breeze AC broadcast facility. Have a pair of tickets to give away to BKFC Saturday in Fort Lauderdale. If you want to comment, if you can go and you're on the stream, I will give you a pair. Just first person that throws that they want to go. What do you want?
Call time
I
out.
got giveaways to give
Call
away.
a timeout.
We also have tickets to BKFC in Philadelphia, as well as Russell Peters. Like I just said before we went live on the air, I will give you Matt's pass, his backstage pass for Russell Peters. His
I'll be
tickets
on
to the-
stage with them. You guys can go in the back.
You ain't even going.
Let me open for him. I got new material.
Like Randy has any poll of who's going to open for Russell Peters.
I got more than you think.
He does. He does.
I got pull on who won't open. For
That's good.
That is good.
I want a timeout though. that jingle coming out of the break
Yes.
was the bobblehead jingle with the Bruce Buffer. Like I was ready for it, and then it didn't happen. Now I'm disappointed.
I'm disappointed
It's a
in you every
Christmas
day.
song.
Bro, but it's a great commercial that Bruce Buffer did for MMA bobbleheads. And our friend Dave Manley has got it's Christmas time. Everybody should get an MMA bobblehead for Christmas.
I think everybody should purchase an MMA
Yeah.
bobblehead.
I think that's a good idea.
I'm not real good at buying stuff. I'm good at getting stuff, and then I use it and I support it.
And then give it
I
away.
think the
Why
best
did I give stuff away? Like,
the best bobblehead for MMA has got to be Vanderlei Silva. Because remember he used to do the walkout dance?
Yeah, but that's a hard bobblehead to do with the hand.
Right.
You know, and these are really, I
Just
call
make
them
it a hand.
figures.
Yeah.
What Dave Manley did at MMA bobblehead is unbelievable, and then the Christmas ornaments where he made.
have you seen the John Jones one? It's just him doing it 12 and 6. Hey, I'm sorry.
Did you see Miranda talked about that? How ironic. We talked about last Wednesday that I believe, and I do believe this, that enough with warnings, enough with stern warnings and mega warnings and massive warnings. Take a freaking point.
Yeah.
And then she said that she's dealing with a concussion right now from 3, possibly 4 illegal strikes to the back of the head, and they kept giving a warning. Stop with the warnings. I bet you that stuff stops if they take a point.
Well, and it's not just fighting. I mean, obviously the fighter takes damage when an illegal strike comes. So like a low blow, even when they give a time to recover. But look what they do in the NFL. They'll make a receiver run full sprint all the way downfield, and then they'll call back for a flag. And that player isn't as explosive in the fourth quarter or if it goes to overtime because
Sure.
they use all their energy expenditure because of fouls and flags and bring it back, and that run didn't count. So, you know, same thing. These fighters take real damage, and their points should be taken instantly when they
You know,
are-
I was watching football last weekend, and I was so frustrated with the amount of penalties that were called. It was just out of control.
A penalty can be called on every play.
Yeah.
And let's be honest,
Out of control.
holding can be called every play.
Yep.
Defensive backs, linebackers
And then
could be called
false
for
starts. I mean, illegal
It's not even fun watching the
formation.
play. It's not even fun watching the
Illegal
game.
formation because they put their fingers on the wrong line. I mean, come on, guys. Come on.
Hey,
Yeah.
that's a rule is a rule.
They're changing the gameplay though, and it changes the experience of the fan.
Yeah, because now I'm watching, 14 Papa John's pizza commercials in the first quarter because every play there's a flag and there's another commercial. I'm tired of it.
I agree.
It's all rigged. It's rigged for failure.
No, it's rigged for Patrick Mahomes.
It's rigged. It's rigged for commercials. That's what it's
success.
rigged for.
Have you seen the commercial with Matthew McConaughey?
Yeah.
And it's about food. And he said that's all the NFL is about is
Yeah,
food.
Food. Yep. It's
I
true.
believe It's true.
It's hilarious.
And then as he's telling his spiel, a football player sits next to him on his right, and he goes, "See what I mean? It's Jerry Rice."
What are you eating?
Yeah.
Rice.
It kind of leaves it
Kansas City plays Saturday, then plays Christmas Day on Wednesday, and then the next week. So they have like 3 games in the next blah, blah, blah.
They should change the name of the NFL to just the Mahomes.
The Chiefs.
The Chiefs, yeah.
You got to admit, Patrick Mahomes is pretty good.
Oh, he's great.
The way he's able to pull some of this stuff out,
He's amazing.
I would like to see him not play on Saturday.
No.
And again, I don't care.
He did a high ankle sprain.
Yeah.
Save him, rest
So-
him.
You only need to win 2 of the next 3 games. Okay? Roll the dice, rest him, let him play next Wednesday, so he'll get 10 days off. You're going to need him for the run. Without Patrick Mahomes, they do not win the Super Bowl.
Man, he beat the Bengals with a bad leg, so I mean he can do it.
And you can do it for 1 game, but if you have that ankle sprain, are you going to be able to get through? There's 3 games left, and then if you're still the number 1 seed, 3 more? So you got 6 more games.
Are we going to see the Kelsey Bowl again?
You could,
I know.
but you know what most people want? Who do you want? Super Bowl.
Lions.
Lions versus who?
The Bears. Oh my.
You are an
And
idiot.
the Tigers. Go in a Tiger. We got a Tiger team.
I hate to say it, but I'll see the Kelsey Bowl again.
How about Buffalo, Philadelphia? They said Josh Allen has already wrapped up the MVP. What he did this month,
They beat that Lions. Like they beat for Buffalo Bills to beat the Lions. The Lions are dominant. They've been playing so well.
well, they're not dominant in that they have
14 people on injury.
more than that,
Oh yeah.
just from the defense. Now, Adrian Hutchinson says he will play in the Super Bowl.
For sure.
You know, if they get that. I don't know about for sure. Are you going to jeopardize his future, his career?
I think he grew up in an era where he knows the significance of it.
Well, he
and
didn't.
it's a lifetime dream.
He didn't grow up in that era. He's
Well,
too
but-
young to be in that
No,
era.
I think
Hutchinson,
I think we
the era of the Raiders and the
Yeah, but
autograms, and you play with a broken jaw and all
I
that
think
kind
there's
of stuff.
still enough of the old school
In
football
him,
coaches
in
that
him.
programmed him with that mindset.
Well, yeah, that's their head
I
coach.
mean, Gus,
Right.
The
Gus,
Detroit Lions,
I
that is
think
their coach.
You don't miss that event. It's Michael Jordan with pneumonia playing Game 7. He's not missing that opportunity. You're not keeping the GOATs.
Gus Swayze played with a bum knee.
Yeah.
Do you know who Gus Swayze is?
No.
Baker Mayfield went undercover.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It was Gus Swayze was his name. It was hilarious. I watched that 3 or 4 times. That's how much I enjoyed it.
I watched, being from New York, I watched the 30 on 30, Dave Feldman coming up momentarily, the 30 on 30 on the Sack Exchange. Did you watch it?
I
The
did
Marty
not.
Lions.
Well, he was one of 4.
Joe Klecko, right?
He was one of 4.
Right.
Can you name the other 2?
Yeah,
Teddy Roosevelt.
Mark Gastineau.
Mark Gastineau. Name the 4th. He's the one that nobody ever remembers.
Abraham Lincoln.
Abdul Salam.
Yeah.
And watching that, I recall Marty telling me stories about Mark all the time. I was on the board of the Marty Lions Foundation, and he told me a story. They were being introduced at the stadium, whatever it was called back in the day. And Joe Klecko, and Gastineau says to Marty, "You think they're going to boo me?" And Marty said, "No, they're going to cheer you." And then he runs out and he got booed. He was a different cat, Mark Gastineau, back in the day.
Yeah,
And the thing that I took out of that whole program, to be honest, knowing Marty and knowing the respect of Marty, and played at Alabama and blah, 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 when Joe Klecko teared up on camera talking about Marty Lions and the Marty Lions Foundation, it was incredible. And I looked at Marty. That's not the Marty I remember. It's the voice I remember, but that's certainly not, no hair, the goatee, much older as we all are. But it was an interesting 30 on 30, and Mark Gastineau did not come across any better than anybody thought he would.
Now, do we have that kind of dominance in today's NFL? Because remember, there was the Purple People Eaters when Minnesota was dominant. We had the Orange Crush.
The
You had
Killer
Curtain,
Bees.
Steel curtain.
Steel Curtain. You had the
Well,
New York
that-
Sack Exchange.
That was in the 30 on 30, and it was a contest. And the guy that came up with the Sack Exchange, because of the stock market and
yeah.
all that, and they ran with it, and it took off. I can't tell you any defense right now that I would say is compatible. There's some good defenses.
And the Ravens are probably the last one of dominance, right? Wasn't the Ravens
Ray Lewis, yeah.
that dominant?
But that wasn't the
defense that
line.
won
But really, you're saying defensive line. You're calling.
Yeah, right, sure.
You know, so Ray really wouldn't fall under that. But I mean, I don't remember that the Bucs even had, and they had a decent line with Simeon Rice and Sapp and Brad Culpepper.
I remember the Dallas Cowboys. Remember Tool Jones and Randy White. Yeah, they were great.
Well, Randy White also was a linebacker. But still defense. The no-name defense of the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah,
They were so good they didn't even have a name.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's when you know you're really great. When no one knows who you are, but like you have all the influence and power.
That was Don Shula. That was Don Shula, and it's kind of like, I don't know if you saw Tomlin. There's some videos and some reels on
He's yelling
Tom.
at you, yeah.
He's yelling at a guy about trying to run out the clock, and it's not about you, and that's Tomlin. Disciple obviously of Tony Dungy. So okay, good.
Speaking of disciples, it's almost Christmas.
Yeah, yeah. I watched a reel the other day. I don't know if you've seen it, but they're talking about Richard Pryor. He came out to the stage, and apparently he was playing that he was like God, and he was like looking for his son, and the audience just jaw dropped, like everybody's like, "What?" And he's like, "Well, yeah, I'm looking for my son. I left him here for you, and I was gonna come back and get him later, and now it's time. I need my son back." And they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry, but we killed him." And he's like, "Okay, well, I sent another disciple. This is okay." He's like, "Where's JFK? Where's Martin Luther King? I need to talk to them." And they're like, and then he like walked away, and he pointed. He's like, "You're on your own." And he's like, "I sent all these disciples, these great people, these disturbers of the normal and the status quo, and you kill them. You get them out of influence." And so disciples, man, there's more of us out there.
It's like the guy who created the pizza diet. He could have been one of them.
The guy's a king, bro. He's just been in a circus for too long. And people think he's a clown, but he's not a clown.
I saw a video of him lifting weights underwater the other day.
Crazy, right? But we're still here, and so the time to make the palace menu changes and bring the people with you, change the circus.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's true that.
You done talking about you?
No, I'm not talking about me.
Well, you're talking about the circus.
No, I'm talking about me.
Yeah,
But it wasn't me. It's me.
you're the leader of the circus.
Me too.
Do you play a flute as you're having all these people follow you?
I'm not
or-
that great, but I'll tell you what I did do.
No, we know that.
I was getting a cold plunge out at Mark Oliver's. We went out, did some CrossFit, played some basketball competitively, pickleball competitively.
All right, enough about
No,
you.
but
Enough about you. Let's go to Philadelphia and welcome for the final time in 2024. That's what year this is. Dave Feldman. Dave, how are you? We are fantastic. Holidays coming up and a massive event in Philadelphia coming up. But more importantly, one's coming up this weekend. Let's talk about Fort Lauderdale. How difficult is it to get opponents for Christine? I mean, arguably the greatest female fighter of all time, in my opinion. How difficult is it always to come up with somebody to fight her? As BKFC continues to grow and take over the combat spot, is it harder or easier to promote, to get the marketing out, to get the word? People know about it, but do you have to do more now to get more people to show up?
So, looking at the car, Jared Warren versus Mike Richmond, that's a really good fight. I mean, what are you expecting for the fans on that one?
What's it like to, and we've talked about this, on the air, we've talked about it, off as well. Like you said, yes, we both are from Philadelphia. To promote, to sit back, and I know that you're always busy, but to take 30 seconds, and it's going to be in Philadelphia, Broad Street, the Broad Street Bullies is going to happen in the squared circle in Bare Knuckle in Philadelphia. how concerned are you, and this is coming from a fellow Philadelphian, a fight in Philadelphia normally happens outside of cages and outside of the ring and outside of the arena. How concerned are you about the crowd, at a bare knuckle event in Philadelphia? It wasn't that long ago. It was a couple years ago. It was like 4 major sporting events. I think it was lacrosse. I think it was soccer. I think it was the World Series that our city, Philadelphia, was runner-up. So he wasn't necessarily wrong, but you certainly don't want to say it in our city for sure. What are some upcoming plans after Philadelphia that you've already talked about, or maybe that you haven't talked about yet? Sure. Final question, holiday season coming up. I know in years past, you personally, as well as your company, BKFC, heavily involved in the community in the Philadelphia area and out. Any plans, anything that you did, to help in the city of Philadelphia and outside? Sure. Foundation close to getting started that you're starting?
So Dave, I mean, those are commendable. That's amazing what you guys do to get back to the community. Just off the top of my head, you me being me, I know the city of brotherly love. It's such a great place, a historic place. The boxing and the Rocky story. Kensington, we know, has a huge drug issue, and I'm really excited about coming to Philly with Randy this time to see Kensington, to see the.
Well, I'm taking you to
the
Kensington.
pandemic and the drug epidemic, because Portugal, Lisbon, decriminalized just like Oregon has. but they have completely different treatments and different results. And I think Kensington's a place that we got to help save the people from themselves. And I'm really looking forward to the BKFC representing the people of Philadelphia, man. It's an honor to be a part of this. Yeah.
Awesome.
Wow.
Good stuff.
Wow.
Dave, thank you very much for your time. Looking forward to seeing you not only this weekend, but in our hometown of Philadelphia next month. Happy holidays to you, your wife, your family, your company, your staff, and thank you for everything you've done for us as well here at Knockout Radio. Same to you. That is Dave Feldman. He is your president, owner, etc. at BKFC. So, good stuff.
That's that one little question. Why didn't you let me get a question?
He's cool. I like him, man. I really do.
My only question was this: did the Liberty Bell have a crack problem before it moved to Philadelphia?
All right, let's finish out the show. Let's stay on the phone lines. As everybody knows, I've covered the CES, I can't even tell you how long, 10, 15, 20 years. It's so much fun. On the phone with us right now from the CTA Communications Department. Grace, how are you? We appreciate your time. You know, I always talk about the CES before, during, and after, but I need an expert on it, try to explain to our national audience what exactly is the Consumer Electronics Show. Yeah. And like you said, it's literally everything. Anything could be as small as like a pencil eraser that you can also communicate on to the vehicles that are there, or, you know, some of the monster trucks or John Deere, or you never know. And to be honest, that's the reason that I continue to come every year, is because you don't know what you're going to see or miss. How many square, miles of, does that cover? I know it's the convention center. I know it's also, downtown. It literally takes over Las Vegas. There you go. How many different egg companies, come in and display there, as well as what are the numbers of media that show up? I always have a problem when people reach out, hey, would you like to book a session? I'm always afraid to do that because I never know where I'm going. I never know where I stop. I never know who I'm talking to. And if
Yeah.
I already have a book, I have to kind of walk by people that I really want to talk to. How do companies, large or small, a startup, they have this great idea, how do they get involved in the CES?
Grace, it's Matt here, sorry. Man, so Randy, okay, I'm gonna be honest, I've been with this network a long time, and Randy never sends me like cool stuff, like, I get like few things, but he sent me a product that's being displayed this year at the CES. It's a neurological cap stimulation device using electricity. And he knows that I'm in the neurospace and I'm in the neuroscience community, and I am so excited to see what this product is that you guys are using the neuroscience and the biohacking at the CES. And so what other kind of innovative products in the neurospace are you guys looking forward to displaying this year?